Hello and welcome to Master Yourself Academy's YouTube channel. This is Narmada. I'm a psychologist and an NLP trainer. Today we are here to discuss about a new topic. It's about how to give critical feedback without having sleepless nights. I know a lot of people where when they have to give critical feedback, they feel so awful about it. They feel so bad about it themselves. They're like, how can I say it to them? It's going to hurt them. What if it affects my relationship with them? They toss and turn in their bed. They think about it so much that sometimes they choose not to give the critical feedback because they're so worried about the process of giving it. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. We have to give critical feedback where it is necessary because otherwise it can adversely affect people as well. So on those cases, when you have to give critical feedback, here's a small tip that can go a long way in helping you with it. Usually what we do is humans are experts at making meanings. So we mostly talk in terms of meanings and very little when it comes to behaviors. Say for example, a child does not do homework 3 times. A teacher might most likely say you are careless or you're irresponsible rather than saying you did not do homework thrice last week. So even in a report card, consider as a parent, when you see a teacher write in the report card saying your child is, disruptive, your child is irresponsible, your child is careless, how do you feel versus when a teacher says last week 3 times he did not do homework, I just wanted to let you know about it. Which is easier for you to digest? I'm sure the latter, right? It's always easier to correct behaviors. It is difficult to correct meanings because meanings are a little abstract. They're basically based on the person who's saying it. It's based on their perceptions, their judgments. So you will not be able to actually figure out what exactly are they referring to. And if you can't figure out what they're referring to, the process of change becomes even more difficult. Hence, it's important to talk in terms of behaviors and not meanings. Say for example, you're talking to somebody and they look at their watch. One way of saying it is, you are not interested in listening to me, is it? That is a meaning. The other way of saying it is, you're looking at your watch, what happened? Here you're talking about a behavior. When you tell somebody that you're not interested in listening to me, the other person can say, as if you're interested in listening to me. It doesn't really help, does it? Instead, when you say you're looking at your watch, what happened, you can actually get a response from them saying, maybe they're getting late somewhere or something else happened. So you're keeping it very healthy. Instead of breaking rapport, you're keeping it healthy. Likewise, in a personal situation, let's say, your husband or wife was supposed to call you and they didn't. One way of saying it is, you don't love me anymore. You don't even remember to call me. Now that's a meaning. The behavior, how can you talk about it in terms of behavior, is when you tell them, I was expecting your call. What happened? Then you're actually waiting to explore what actually happened. And when we talk in terms of meanings, you don't love me anymore, the other person can easily say, as if you love me, as if you do this, as if you do that. So we invoke defensiveness in others when we talk in terms of meanings. Hence, it is important to talk about behaviors, whether it is children, whether it is adults, or whether you're a teacher, parent, manager, whoever you are, from any walk of life, even as a friend. When you talk to others in terms of behaviors that they have demonstrated, without attaching meanings or your labels to it, without your judgments, people find it a lot easy to accept and hear you out. Because behavior is something that can be recorded on a video. There is no second thought about it. A meaning is something that's in your head. So it may be true, it may not be true. The chances is when the meaning is not positive, when it's critical, when it's not positive, and if it's not true, you will end up losing rapport with the other person. Hence, when you talk about behaviors, you're keeping it clean. You're leaving scope for something else to emerge out of it. So if you're supposed to give critical feedback to somebody at work, instead of saying you're irresponsible, or instead of calling them that you're lethargic, or any of those words, instead of making meanings out of their behaviors, you can ask them, last week 3 times you ended up coming late. What happened? Is there anything you want to talk about? So now in this context, you're actually giving them a scope to talk about it. If you tell them that you're irresponsible or you're not interested in work these days, now the other person feels you've already made up your mind about the judgment. So what's the point in I trying to even explain it to you? So when you make a judgment, one is you're invoking defensiveness in the other person. You possibly might not have a window to engage in a healthy discussion about it. Third, you might keep wondering, how do I talk about it? How do I talk about it? How do I talk about it? So instead, if you're talking just about the behaviors without attaching any judgment or meaning about it, you will firstly be able to sleep peacefully at night. Secondly, when you give it to the other person with that same respect, even the other person finds it easier to accept your feedback. So try it out, see how it goes, and let us know. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please hit subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to us, and we'd look forward to hearing from you. Stay blessed. Cheers.